It's unacceptable that some private institutions have taken advantage of international students by operating under-resourced campuses, lacking supports for students, and charging high tuition fees. Today, I am announcing 3 principal measures. 1, a temporary 2-year cap on new international student permits. For 2024, the cap is expected to result in approximately 364,000 approved study permits, a decrease of 35% from 2023. In addition, effective immediately, applicants must provide a provincial attestation with their study permit application. At the same time, the cap will not apply to students at graduate levels of studies, including master's and doctoral students. Those are the people we're looking for. Study permit applications at the elementary and secondary school levels will also be exempt. To repeat, as of September 1st of this year, postgraduate work permits will no longer be available to public-private institution models. Thirdly, in the coming weeks, we will be announcing that open work permits will only be allowed and be available to spouses of international students enrolled in master's and doctoral programs, as well as professional programs such as medicine and law. Spouses of international students enrolled in other levels of study, including undergraduate and college programs, will no longer be eligible. To be clear, the cap will not apply to applicants within Canada looking to extend their studies, as it wouldn't be fair to prevent someone from finishing the program, nor will the cap have an effect on study permit holders currently in Canada. These temporary measures will be in place for 2 years, and the number of new study permit applications that will be accepted in 2025 will be reassessed at the end of this year.
Welcome back po dito sa Buhay Canada. I'll just talk to them, okay?
Can you turn that on?
Buhay natin sa Winnipeg, Manitoba. So makitip, makitrip at makitravel dito sa amin sa Buhay Canada. So right here, Norwich Mountain. Pinalik ng turning over.
Ikaw bumaba ah. Uy, bakit ako? Ayos ang, ba't ka pa sumama? Ayos ang pormahan mo tayo, pajama ah. Tinatamad na ako magbihis eh.
Minsan ko lang to ulit gawin, it's been a while. So this is going to be my input in regards doon sa mga balita or doon sa balita ng IRCC regarding international student. There is a cap. There is a changes this coming September 1, 2024. And for sure, alam nyo na, especially yung mga nandito sa Canada and may mga relative dito. So, yun nga no, in regards to the international student, so that's going to be a problem, lalong-lalo na sa mga international student na nandito. And at somehow, this is also a solution. The system of international student going to PR pathway, it's not really a guaranteed na magiging PR ka. The second problem is that the open work permit will only be eligible for spouses of students taking master's and doctoral programs. International students taking other programs will no longer be eligible for OWP, in which for the past few years, OWP or yung open work permit ang naging process ng ibang mga international student papunta sa kanilang permanent resident. Kasi if you've been watching the videos from before, kapag nag-international student ka rito, there will be two pathways na pwede mong gawin. Especially if you have a spouse, which is an open work permit. Choose a province, sinabi ko to sa mga previous vlogs, choose a province that will offer a provincial nominee and it will be applicable to all those open work permit holders. So there's 2 pathways, international student and OWP. Yan yung nangyari kay Edison, and siya naman yung naging OWP at si Kat yung kanyang wife na naging international student. So ang nagpa-PR sila, dito sila naging PR sa Manitoba as a provincial nominee, at ang nagpa-PR sa kanila is si OWP, which is si Edison, and right now permanent resident na sila. And yun yung ginagawa ng ibang mga nandito sa Canada, and even si Jojen and her wife, yun yung naging pathway nila. It was an interview from last year. So yun yung mga naging pathway para maging permanent resident. And right now, moving forward, masyadong mahigpit or naging stricto na sila when it comes on releasing the open work permit. So yun yung naging problema. Yun yung magiging problema in the future. And for those na nagbabalak maging international student for the succeeding school year, mag-isip-isip na kayo. Try to look for a different pathway. Try to look for another option. Ito kasi yung ginawa ng IRCC, it's only a solution for those people na umabuso ng sistema. Maganda ang sistema ng international student, but then there are some people who abused it. There are some people nagba-bypass doon sa process. Yung iba kailangan pang magbayad, or yung iba binabayaran pala talaga nila yung employer just to release their Lamia. 20,000 to maximum 50,000. There are some international students abusing the system. And it's going to happen, it's bound to happen na talaga maghihigpit sila. And ito na, mangyayari na yan this 2024. Ano yung magiging epekto niyan? So, most likely, lahat ng international student na nasa Ontario, kasi ang alam ko lang talaga is that doon pumupunta lahat ng mga international student sa Ontario. Now, Ontario, Alberta, there's no really a solid program paano mo mako-convert yung work permit mo to permanent resident. But then, to the province of Atlantic Region, Saskatchewan, and Manitoba, there's a provincial nominee program that will help them to convert their open work permit to become a permanent resident. It's going to be a snowball effect para dun sa mga estudyante na nandito na, and dun sa paghihigpit ng IRCC in regards to the international student. Kasi magiging epekto niyan is the extension. Kapag natapos na yung student permit, the extension of that one, mag-a-apply ka ng tourist permit. So with that extension, hindi mo alam kung hanggang kailan, pero is ibang mga tourist na nandito rin sa Canada will be affected, lalong-lalo na yung mga naghahanap ng Lamia. So marami dito sa Winnipeg, dito sa Manitoba, na yun ang ginagawa. Nagtourist sila rito, family and relatives yung nag-sponsor sa kanila or nagbigay ng paraan para makapunta rito sa Canada. So yung pagiging tourist nila, yun yung magiging key, pero mas maghihigpit na sila ngayon sa mga tourist sa mga susunod. So most likely yung extension ng kanilang mga tourist visa rito, baka malay natin hindi na sila payagan, or baka hindi na extend yung mga in-apply nilang extension. Kasi ang magiging epekto niyan is that mas marami ngayon tourist ang maghahanap ng Lamia. Job opportunities, yan, mas marami na. So isa sa mga job employers, siguro iti-take advantage na naman nila yung mga pag-aano ng Lamia sa mga tourist naman, kasi alam nilang sa student is wala na. As a solution naman dun sa mga estudyante until September 1 of 2024 is that I will suggest, yun nga, punta kayo sa mga provinces that offers provincial nominee program. I-take advantage nyo yung mga open work permit na kasama ninyo to look for a job opportunity sa mga lugar na nag-offer ng provincial nominee, at doon yung pathway na pwede nyong itry para maging permanent resident. So yan lang yung naiisip ko sa ngayon, kasi may mga nagme-message sa akin paano nga raw sila. So if you are here in Manitoba, huwag kayo masyadong mag-alala, kasi meron pa silang program as of now sa ngayon. But this is a warning for everyone na nandito rin sa Manitoba. Na-discuss na namin to ni Jojen. Kapag nangyari na marami ng tourist na naghahanap ng work dito sa Canada or sa Manitoba, pag marami ng mga international student na lumipat from Ontario or from every provinces na pumunta rito sa Manitoba, take note. Manitoba Provincial Nominee Program might be more strict when it comes to processing of permanent resident. 1 year to 2 years from now, ang processing ng provincial nominee dito sa Manitoba will be more strict. So magiging job specific na, tapos tataas yung score, yung CRS score na kailangan na ma-meet, and that will be the case in the future. So again, take advantage of the system as of the moment. Kung ikaw ay nandito, you make most out of it, kasi hindi mo alam kung kailan magbabago yan. 3 months pwede sila magbago, within 6 months pwede naman magbago ang IRCC, and it all depends sa magiging turnout ng mga international student na nandito sa Canada when it comes doon sa mga bagong rules na papasok, especially IRCC. So again, problem and solution, we have to adapt. Yan yung mga dapat na kailangan mong i-anticipate in the future. Hindi lang yung pwede yung plan A ka lang. Dapat in every situation, lalong-lalo na if you're trying to migrate dito sa Canada, kailangan mo ng plan A to plan Z. So siguro yan lang muna yung matitip ko sa inyo ngayong araw. Yan lang muna yung magiging input ko for the moment. And it's been a while since I did this input. And ayan, maraming salamat sa pagsubaybay. Maraming salamat sa pakikinig. And if you will take my advice, maraming salamat. If not, kung hindi siya magiging effective sa inyo, that's okay. Pero try to share this one to everyone. Try to share this input. Baka sakasakaling merong kahit isa is makapag-isip-isip kung ano yung susunod nilang step papunta rito sa Canada or papunta sa pathway ng permanent resident dito. So once again, maraming salamat. Makitrip at makitravel dito sa Buhay sa Canada. And we'll see you on to the next video. Peace.